Hello everyone, Blue Star Saber here once again to do another Star Wars The Bad Batch review, but this time we have two episodes, Infiltration and Extraction, the 6th and 7th episode of The Bad Batch. Arguably the sort of middle two-part storyline I think you have for the third season, as let's see, season 3 is kind of following the formula, I think, of like a multiple part story for the first episode. Well, granted, they did sort of technically a sort of three-parter in a sense, or at least 3 episodes are loosely connected, and then a two-parter in the middle, which is this one here, just like last season. But that one, well, granted, a bit more earlier since I believe that was episode 7 and 8, but then again, this season has one less episode, so yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. But yeah, now what episode will be now what story will be is so important that they do a two-parter? Well, this episode continues on Rex's mission to pretty much try and free the clones, but also deal with some tensions with like the clone regs, with like the newly defected from the Empire Crosshair, as well as dealing with those special clone assassins seen in the last two-parter that featured Rex. Let's see, how will this all fan out? Well, I'm about to give a bit of a summary. The first episode, Infiltration, pretty much starts off with a sort of with Captain Rex escorting the Separatist senator out of the Cygna, the one that the Bad Batch rescued, and his RA-7 protocol droid GES-8 to a safe house. It's in a street at night, which the droid is worrying about it being dangerous, but the senator thinks anywhere is. Where where he is. Where Rex is being assisted with Hauser and Gear and another clone trooper who are performing lookouts to make sure that the whole place is secure, but they are unaware that a clone assassin, this one apparently named CX-1, is on another tower looking down on them. And there we see Senator Singh and GS meet with Senator Rio Chuchi, the same species, the Pantora senator. Let's see, who are meeting that, despite the fact that they were on opposing sides of the Clone Wars, both of the Senator Singh points out. Chuchi points out that they have much now having a bit more in common, since both their planets, her people are starting to desire independence similar to them, though granted their ideas of independence were of course different, and they're like Ritzy pointing out like the whole opposing sides, lack of leadership, and also Imperial forces and all that stuff, with Senator trying to be a bit more Chuchi being a bit more optimistic that Ritzy Palpatine's order is a bit more fragile right now. Let's see, as he can't exactly fully control like all the planets without help with the Senate and all that stuff, but without the help of the Senate support, and can't really occupy all the planets forcibly, though Singh says that they seem to be able to do it to him, though granted, arguably, I'd say probably because separatist planets are a bit more easier to occupy right now compared to the more pro-Republic ones. But yeah. But however, CX-1 takes out one of the clone trooper Gear, sort of strangling him to death. Howard tries to contact him, alerts Rex. Rex sees the clone assassin. Alerts the two senators, and a sort of blaster fight takes place, with eventually Rex throwing a grenade back that the assassin tried to do. he manages to escape. He managed to escape the sort of blaster fire, only to be stunned by the other. Another clone trooper. The other clone trooper that they were with during the whole incident, and Rex and House seem to just call him like a shadow and all that. So this clone is captured alive. And then the next scene cuts to like Rex, Hauser, and the other clone taking on the shuttle with Rex, currently in a hollow message with Chuchi advising them to, like her and the other senator Singh, to stay low and to not make a big move, as they could end up being targeted again for another assassination, pretty much, which she seems to agree with. And then you have Rex and Hauser discussing what to do with the oops, sorry, my TV's Alexa's turned on, I think. Wait, no, never mind. We'll discuss what they're going to do with like the captured shadow, as they prefer to, or CX1, with Hauser saying, well, they get Fireball to examine at the base camp, which revealed to be the Boma Order Monastery from the planet Teeth from the Clone Wars movie. So yeah, they take him to like the base camp. They manage to extract the Fireball manages to extract the Electro capsule. From the assassin's teeth, which you're able to identify thanks to Rex. And like all the intel, the clone's number has been wiped, and Rex tries to speak to like CX1, trying to say like, well, they're still technically brothers that can try and help each other out, or they're still one of them, despite whatever the Empire does. But of course, the clone remains silent, and we then cut to the Tantus base, where we see Commander Scorch from the I think the Delta Force, I think, is from the Republic Commandos, but the one that seems to appear often the Bad Batch activates a new clone assassin, which I think the wiki is called CX2, explaining how CX1 has been compromised, uses capture, and orders this assassin to track down and neutralize him. Rex tries to ask more questions about where he's stationed, like Coruscant, but then when he mentions Mount Tantus, the clone assassin reacts to that, and Rex responds that, yeah, we know about the place, but can't get any more information out of him, with Hauser's trying to suggest that Rex needs to be a bit more harder, but you get they get interrupted by Hauser that Firebolt reveals that the clones Data Puck has like a target register. The first being, of course, Senator Singh's, who we tried to assassinate earlier but failed, but also Omega, with Rex realizing that Omega's in trouble, orders Fireball to contact Hunter and Echo immediately, so that they can be warned. But Hauser thinks that the Bad Batch should be brought here to help, though Rex doesn't really want to get them involved because they're a bit unwilling at the time. But Hauser insists, since he believes Crosshair can help them, since he doesn't quite fully trust Crosshair and thinks that he must be hiding more information, especially about this and they might be able to get them to like get CX1 to reveal that more information and all that. So yeah. So we see the Bad Batch traveling aboard the Ramona, Echo's ship. Hence why I have like all four of the current alive Bad Batches in this sort of avatar. But yeah, traveling in hyperspace to where Rex is on Teeth. With you see Echo sort of trying to mimic Crosshair with the toothpick thing, getting the sort of trying to pick up his habits, if you will. With Echo telling Hunter they're going to a secret base. Gregor's wondering why on earth they're being Hunter asks about what is about his rendezvous mission with Gregor, and with Echo replying that he'll pick him up after he's dropped off the Bad Batch to the base. With I'm being curious why they're being Hunter's curious why on earth he's being called, why they're being called. Echo says he can't explain, though Hunter does kind of look at Echo and Crosshair, and I think he has pretty much done a good guess that it's probably related to these two. Though I cannot say if that's the exact thing, but who knows? But they disembark on to the base outside. Rex greets them, and so does Hauser. Rex being a bit more warmly, but Hauser not so much, along with some of the other clones that are there. Which Wrecker says to Crosshair, it's just like old times with the regs. But I think Crosshair probably knows that that's not necessarily the case. Rex greets Witzy Omega warmly, since it's been a while since they saw each other, since last time, she got kidnapped, and but unfortunately for Crosshair, he's not getting much a warm reception, particularly from Hauser, since he blames Crosshair for the death of his men that were captured and all that, going like, "Do you remember me?" Which you never really get an answer from Crosshair, but I think he clearly does. But Echo is quickly brought in. Well, Rex tries to assure Hauser that Crosshair's on their side, but I think Hauser remains skeptical, of course. No, just as Echo's gonna take off, he first gets Echo to come towards him and gives her a new energy crossbow after doing some, some interesting contacts from the galaxy as it's described. but pretty much he did some things and modify a crossbow just for Echo, and teases her, teases her by making a joke about how she should try and keep the others in line. And then that's the last we see of Echo, which arguably perhaps I shouldn't do a image with all four members that are currently alive Bad Batch in, but I figured for me personally, I didn't think any of them were full on center focus except maybe Crosshair, but who knows? But yeah, I put this one here. So as it seems like we'd see that some of them are all somewhat involved in this episode, but never mind. I'm going on a bit now. So So they go to the clones' Britzy base, and we see. But before that, we see CX2 in a sort of starship thing that kind of reminds me of the lower base part of like the main body part of a Star Destroyer, which I do like the design too. I wonder, it's like to make it sort of like a solo sort of assassin ship, but yeah. He arrives on Teeth, and disembarks to try and find like the his captured brethren so he can assassinate him, and then they go inside the base with Rex introducing to the Bad Batch, the other clone members, with Hunter noticing that the numbers have increased since last time, with Rex saying that he needs all the help they can get for Tantus base, as they only have one chance to take out, to try and attack it and rescue all their brothers. And Rex then was then Hunter finally asking Rex why he's actually here, with Rex and I believe Rex telling them that they've actually captured a assassin that actually had Omega on the list, which Crosshair talks about how not surprising because she escaped Imperial custody, but Hauser sorts that. That was the same. Then why aren't you on the list with him saying that he's probably not important? this gets a bit more attention with Hauser and Crosshair about who's being a traitor, but Hunter now trying to step in and protect Crosshair. And Hauser starts to try and question Crosshair that just, for someone that's captured, surely you must know more about the base location. But Crosshair says he doesn't know. And says that he's no longer part of the Empire. But Hauser, dismisses this and thinks that he might still be, a spy, if you will. And this is where Wrecker and Omega and Batcher come in, where they're informed that Omega's on the target list, though Wrecker isn't surprised. With then Rex starting to ask Omega why the Empire was interested in her, which she explains that they needed her so that Nala Se would cooperate, but then they needed her for something else, to do some certain experiments. With more asked questions about it, and reveals that something involving M-count, which of course is midichlorians, but that seems to be the censored word for it, since certain Star Wars fans lose their marbles when you mentioned midichlorians. So, she doesn't know what the purpose of this crest, but they know that reveals that they took blood samples from all the clones. But Rex is heard of M-count, but is not entirely sure what it's about. Clearly not listening to all the times the Jedi's talked about midichlorians, but with Omega asking more from Omega. And then we see the clone assassin infiltrate the base, avoiding clone security, setting explosives on shuttles, and making sure that everything is set. With Omega, then cutting back to Omega, saying now they need to try and rescue all those clone prisoners on the base, with Rex promising to get them out. And this is where Fireball comes in to serve some meal with apparently Gregor's recipe with some more spicy modifications, which excites Wrecker. But before they all try and dig in, Crosshair reveals that not all the clones on Tantus are prisoners, and that some are still loyal to the Empire. Talking about a special clone division who are trained to specialized operatives, initiate into deep cover program run by Dr. Hemlock, and also that their identities are erased and they are reconditioned. With Hauser asking how Crosshair knows despite being a prisoner, and Crosshair reveals that he attempted into the program, but being a defective clone trooper by nature, it failed on him. When Hauser questions him on that, with Rex saying that he counted one of these operatives on Coruscant earlier, and talks about how he actually managed to capture him alive and all that stuff. But let's see if when and reveals that the action. Well, this is where Hunter starts asking more about what else Rex hasn't told them, with him revealing that they have one of those assassins captured here. But Crosshair warns that having one of these assassins captured alive is a problem, because the Empire has a special way of keeping them, tracking them, despite what kind of scanners the clones have, saying that Hemlock is much more smarter than that. They can elude trackers, and warns them not to underestimate Hemlock, and that the Empire will be coming probably soon. Which we then see the second clone assassin infiltrate the base and notices Omega when he's scanning with the sniper thing. Leaves, though Batcher seems to sense his presence, but Omega distracts Batcher with her meal and all that stuff. And this is where the assassin goes back out the side to connect to his ship to inform Scotch that His mission's ongoing, but Omega is also here and identified her due to the clones she's with. And then that means he's now going to send, Scotch is going to send a recovery mission. So, and then orders to make sure that the girl that Omega is taken alive. The Bad Batch, were particularly Hunter, Crosshair, Rex, and Hauser, go to confront C1X, but he recognizes Crosshair. Crosshair realizes who it is, warns them that they need to leave, but CX1 tells that Crosshair has information that he's hiding, but Crosshair tries to say that he's not, that the CX1 is lying, but CX1 says that the Empire's coming for them, and this is where he is laughing. And then he is sniped by CX2 dying, and then the clones engage the assassin, and the clones engage the assassin in a gunfire, where Rex trying to get Namek to get the comms on the generator back, as the assassin sets the bombs, killing the clones that are guarding outside from the base. With Nemec trying to get the communications back on, but the assassin, with CX2, takes out Nemec, killing him, and the Bad Batch continue to try and fight off the intruder, with Fireball trying to use a flamethrower, but the assassin manages to shoot him, and the flamethrower activates a detonator, killing Fireball, but causing a bunch of Durbus to surround the assassin, allowing the Bad Batch to escape. And then the episode ends with 2 shuttles coming down, with TKA stormtroopers and clone troopers, with a clone commando, and they are led by none other than Commander Wolf. Who orders his troops to set their blasters to stun as they are to bring their prisoners back alive, ending the episode. Oh boy. Okay, that summary lasted a bit longer, but boy, what an episode. And what a cliffhanger to the first part of the episode with the return of Commander Wolf, who who we have not seen since pretty much it's going, depending on which timeline, depending on how you view the timeline of the episodes, chronologically, not since I think the beginning of season 7 of the Clone Wars or season 6 of the Clone Wars. I know it's been a while, but we haven't seen him since Star Wars Rebels, as season concluded, and boy, it seems that we are starting to get we're now starting to get the sort of storyline where Commander Wolfie, eventually defects from the Empire and stays with Rex and Gregor on that one desert planet with those giant worms with like their usual clone transport thing. 80, well, pretty much the prototype thing before the Empire's infamous walkers. But yeah, I always forget the names of those, but but yeah. So pretty much we finally got Commander Wolfie, and it's interesting because he's actually managed to keep his own paint job from from the days of the Republic, which is interesting because all the clones have lost their sort of like individual designs on their armor and also coloring, but he's managed to keep his. Granted, it's probably because he was like initially grey himself, and also because Cody had his colors changed to yellow to grey, but before he defected. But yeah, but it's shown that he's still a bit of a loyal soldier to the Empire here, and yeah, this is arguably the beginning of like this. If this 2-part is arguably starting the beginning of like, Wolfie's let's see, plot line of being a loyal soldier that eventually defects the Empire and ends with Gregor and Rex team rebels. So it's interesting. So it's like builds up hype because it's like Rex and Wolf are going to try and encounter each other. Granted, he's not going to try and kill any of the insurgents as he's set to stun because he's been told that they need to try and capture Omega alive, though he doesn't know quite all the details yet. But it shows that it's like but it's a nice little origin story and like a faithful encounter that Ritzy eventually ties Rex and Wolfie together. I mean, it's no surprise that he would still be a clone loyal to the Empire at this point because he seemed to be like one of those soldiers that follow all orders and also even found himself a bit dispendable. Though Plogram taught him otherwise, but who knows? So there's that. Anyway, but yeah, that was pretty much. I talked about the cliffhanger first, but yeah. But anyway, I do like how at the beginning of the episode we've got that senator from Raxus, Senator Sin, and his protocol droid meeting with Senator Chuchi. I do like how we're getting some callbacks to the first season of The Bad Batch and being used to tie into like the third season again, which we saw with that crime family, that Duvan, I think, from the first season. That was at the beginning of like the second episode of the third season. Now we've got a more important character, a senator from Raxus Prime. So I do like that, and I do like how he's meeting with Chuchi, showing the groundwork where former Republic senators that were loyal to the Republic but not the Empire, and senators from the Separatist movement, members of the opposing side, were enemies, have now found common ground to go against the Empire, now meeting to discuss how they can try and get their planet independent and free from the Empire. The Separatist world still probably ideally want independence, and Chuchi saying that her planet wants the same as well, in a sense, though granted, arguably, I think she would still probably favor a sort of more united republic, but their differences, I think, can be put aside as they need to work to try and form leadership. But yeah, but I do like how the Raxus senator calls about how, despite the senator's claims that Palpatine's grip on the galaxy is fragile at the moment. Hold on, let me just see what it is exactly she said. But yeah, let's see. Palpatine has been like cautious due to like popularity of his empire being a bit fragile right now. But of course, that doesn't stop like separatist worlds from being occupied, which, like I probably said earlier in this review, it makes sense since most probably Republic turned Empire worlds probably still have a very negative views on like planets run by the separatists, as as in their eyes they defected from the Republic and started a massive war, and so they need to be probably more occupied. But generally, senators that are loyal to the Republic that wanted more peace and wanted hopefully everyone to get along afterwards know that this is wrong, and this is probably one of the building blocks of why they're probably helping form the rebellion. But I do like you have that tension, and there's like lack of leadership right now. But we do know that eventually Mon Mothma and Bail Organa will help fill in the grounds for this leadership. But it seems like most of the senators are not yet aware of this yet. But because those two are laying low for the time being. But it is nice to see sort of the building grounds of like senators and planets that from two opposing sides coming together, building the blocks of coming together to form a new rebellion against the Empire. Granted, it doesn't seem to be going too far We don't know how far this let's see progress will go because, well, an assassination attempt. I do like how the assassins slowly took out one of the clones, but but I do like how since the clones keep in constant communications with each other, they're able to quickly deduce that with one of them, let's see, is missing, is not responding, that something has happened. So yeah, and also had pretty much the first clone casualty. I'm not sure if Gear was from the previous episode in which you had Rex's crew rescue Hauser, but it's nice to see Hauser working with them. But it goes to show that this episode quite had a bit of a clone kill count, if you will, with Gear, Nemec, and Fireball all being killed. Clones, I think, that have previously been established, or at least either this episode or the previous one that Rex's insurgency happened. But yeah, let's see. Not enough time to arguably get attached to them, but I do kind of like how at least this kind of reminds me of like Clone Wars kill count, where like minor clones are being killed off left and right, which yeah, that's pretty nice to see because it shows that, because it adds stakes at the very least. But yeah, I do like how let's see, Rex and Hauser are trying to get information out of this clone, with Hauser suggesting they get the Bad Batch, and it's nice to see that he still doesn't really trust Crosshair, and you can't really blame him because of what happened on Ryloth. So that's kind of nice to see. I am curious to see if Hauser ever returns to Ryloth. Let's see, to meet with the Twi'lek rebels, but who knows? But anyway, but yeah, I do like how he's trying to persuade Rex that, Crosshair isn't telling everything, which, to be fair, it seems to be somewhat of the case. But I do like the sort of tension you have with like Crosshair and Hauser, and it's arguably very similar to what probably tension that he had with Hunter the previous episode. But Hunter's come to learn to retrust Crosshair, so even tries to cool the situation between him and Hauser a few times. But yeah, I do like how Omega's trying to pick up Crosshair's habits, because it's like, let's see, her new she's starting to learn of her new brother a bit, and they seem to have bonded quite a bit after escaping the prison. I do like how Hunter seems to pick up on this. But yeah, I do also like that Echo gave Omega sort of new crossbow, and see, a new modified crossbows, because that was normally her signature weapon. So it's nice that is back again. I'm not sure how other fans feel about the crossbow, but I don't mind it, to be honest. Anyway, I do like how let's see how comfortable Wreckers just is in the whole situation. But oh look, they hate us. Like, oh look, Reg's not pleased to see us, and they're like, ooh, spicy meal. I do like that. I am a little disappointed that Echo wasn't in the entire bit of the episode, but he's coming to fetch Gregor, which sort of closely ties into like the trio of clones that would eventually be in Rebels for a bit. But yeah, I do like how let's see, Rex, is greeting Omega warmly, and at least willing to at least trust Crosshair despite, let's see, Hauser's objections. But anyway, I do like that we finally learn a bit more of those clone assassins, if you will, from Crosshair, that they're clones that are being reconditioned, and he was actually supposed to be one, but due to his defective nature, it couldn't really work out. So yeah, so he was still able to have his sort of free will, if you will. But but I do like how the other clones sort of the clone assassins recognize him, but which causes a bit of like mistrust, I think, or at least makes a bit of warning that Crosshair hasn't revealed everything. And who knows, it might be the case, but At the moment, I don't think Crosshair is going to betray them, but let's see. Whether or not there's another deeper secret down the line, who knows? But either way, CX2 ends up taking him out. But yeah. Other than that, I do like how Omega talks about the M count for like to Rex about what what the Empire was doing on Tantus of Nala Se, to do blood samples and all that. And Crosshair like informing them about, of course, the clones working for the Empire. I do like how the assassin's able to identify Omega, resulting in the retrieval team. So yeah. Overall, the first episode I'd say is probably a decent 9 out of 10. Despite being 27 minutes long, it doesn't feel too long, and I do like all the stuff it sets up, like meetings with like senators, which is more long term for gritty Star Wars world building of like the Rebel Alliance, more tackle on like the assassins. Rex's clone army, Rebel cell sort of increasing, and they're using like the base from like the Clone Wars movie where Jabba's son was kidnapped. I actually kind of like that detail. I don't hate the movie much. I mean, I think it's a good TV pilot. Maybe not as a theatrical film, but yeah, I do like the fact that we've got a bit of that homage, and it wasn't like sort of in your face. It's like you see it and it's like, okay. And Rex doesn't bring up like Ahsoka in the mission he did there once, but yeah. But I do like how Rex is trying to increase his army for like to invade Tantus, but of course we see him lose quite a few of his brothers here. Let's see, Gear, Nemeka, and Fireball. Let's see, a bit tragic. Although I will admit, Fireball kind of went down a sort of badass kind of way of like trying to charge him with flamethrower, and he gets shot, and unfortunately, his flamethrower triggering an explosion. So you had that sort of casualty. So there, I mean, it's a bit of a shame, but how that they're all dead, but well, except with Rex's squad. Sorry. Amongst Rex's squad is just him, Hauser, and another clone trooper. I think whose name sort of eludes me at the moment, but they do manage to like find a sort of like bunker to escape. But yeah, so I do like that, and of course learning about the clone assassins, and also seeing the cliffhanger of Wolfie there. So yeah, arguably that was a good episode. So anyway, now that summary of this episode is done with, and my review points. Time for the and giving this episode like an 8 to 9 out of 10. I think it's time for like the second part, Extraction. Is it a strong follow-up, or does it not land the mark? Well, we'll find out. We see that the clone assassin CX2 emerges from the ruins of like the monastery on Teeth, where that was used as Rex's underground base. And of course, the Bad Batch and Rex's squad are still alive. And of course, they exit the bunker for underground passage. I got sort of mixed up with like the. That was like from the. I thought that was from the last episode, but my mistake. It's this one, and let's see. With Rex saying that they have an underground passage that can get them to a Leech Vessel. That's like a sort of escape pod, if you will. That can get them. That's 10 levels underground, and they can use. Well, they don't have like a hyperdrive. They can use it to fly off so they can meet with a rendezvous point with Echo. And this is where Wolfie and his clone commandos and stormtroopers arrive. And one of those commandos is named Hilo. And let's see, they arrive. Wolfie is a bit shocked that the fallen enemies are like clone troopers, wondering like that shouldn't be right. That's not supposed to be their enemy, but CX2 explains that they are clones, but they're also the enemy, and saying that he neutralized them, but and saying that he's trapped like the rest with Omega in like a certain area. But Wolfie gets mad that let's see, his actions may have caused the target to be, well, Omega to be harmed or possibly dead, because I need to capture her alive and unharmed. But let's see, CX2 says that, let's see, Omega is still alive. With Wolfie then setting his authority, and then orders like Kilo to get all blasters to stun, and they enter the base with CX trying to look at his shuttle to like let's see, activate the wrist thing, but it's damaged, so he's a bit let's see, trying to probably contact Commander Storch, which I do like how he seems to be one giving out the missions. I forgot to mention that in my thoughts from the last bit, but he can't seem to contact him, so he's on his own. So he seems like he'll do things his way when he gets the chance to. Let's see, so eventually Wolfie and the other, let's see, Clone Commando and the Stormtroopers discover that they've managed to, Gritzy fled for the middle of the spire, getting the one team to infiltrate the rock from the platform below, and then orders like that the place be sealed. Let's see, the assassin goes down the hole before the Stormtrooper can stop him, and then informs Wolfie, but the officers have gone down asking if he should pursue, but Wolfie just decides to proceed to his plan and is ignoring what the assassin is doing, which he gets on a shuttle, and they fly down to like they go to the base of the rock, where they go down. The Bad Batch are trying to go down the bit right now, but what's the stairwell? But while CX2 is like I think is abseils down the pit using a grappling cable. At least that's how the wiki describes it. I mean, I have seen the episode, but yeah, just doing like a sort of like that sort of wired down thing you see in like clones do all the time, pretty much. Crosshair realizes that there must be enemies down there, which gets the squad to stay down, and then of course notices the assassin CX2. Like blaster fire shoots out with Crosshair, I believe. Let's see, telling the clones to go on ahead as he will deal with the assassin. Eventually using, I think, some grenades to cause his hook to fall down, but is unable to shoot the assassin and manages to escape. But although he manages to enter the stairwell, and hold on, they manage to reach the vessel to let's see, he's trying to I think it. Wait, hold on a second. I think it's called. I think it's. Oh yeah, it's called the Rema 1. So it's. I think it might be a part of the Rema ship. I didn't realize that, but let's see. They get on it. Let's see. You get a little funny moment with that funny moment with Wrecker teasing Crosshair that we've been waiting for you and all that stuff. But yeah. But okay, my mistake. It seems Nemec is still alive. Let's see, my mistake. He seems we got shot, but it wasn't killed. I think so. It must have been another clone because it might have been Samson. Oh yeah, Samson. That I think Samson might have see a clone called Samson. Oh yeah, he stunned. I believe Samson stunned the first assassin and got blown up by the second one on the other thing. But yeah, I made a mistake. I thought Nemec was killed in this one, but it turns out I got it mixed up with another clone. My mistake there. But he's being licked by Batcher, but Omega teases that. Let's see. Oh yeah, as I forgot to mention. Oh yeah, let's see. So Namek is alive. He sensed something was at the bottom. Crosshair was able to deduce those clones, and he's now being licked by a Batcher, but with Omega teasing that I am not fully up. I am not fully up my game today for this review. Sorry, people. But yeah, but Omega says that he only bites a few times, but they end up like let's see, flying off. But the assassin shoots down the ship, hitting its engines, so they crash down, and let's see, relays the coordinates to Echo and where they're going to go next. With Wolfie and the Clone Commando and their forces ready to try and pursue them. You get Wolfie mad at CX2 for defying his orders, as well as nearly possibly crashing the ship, possibly killing Omega. But the CX2 says that he did prevent them from escaping, and that they are likely still alive. But before this can go anywhere, they decide to just go back down to the shuttles to try and retrieve Omega. Let's see. The Bad Batch and Rex's forces managed to escape the shuttle. Let's see. No, after Rex manages to alert Echo of their location and where to meet up. Let's see. With Crosshair, then we see Crosshair kind of like let's see, where we got a funny moment of like Batch jumping off of Wrecker, but you get Wrecker. Crosshair checking that Omega has like her crossbow, and also show concern that does she have her carry all the supplies with her going like let's see. Yeah, he's starting to sound like Hunter, but Crosshair says, "Oh, he is worse." And you see let's see, I believe Hauser and Nemec watching this and seeing that Crosshair and Omega sort of really bonded. With Rex getting coordinations from Echo where to meet, which is apparently 5 clicks north. They move that way as CX2 and the Imperial forces arrive at the crash site and start to pursue them. Though the assassin goes on himself. And as a result of Hauser watching what Crosshair was with Omega, notice how he seems to really care about Omega, and he seems like very different since the time they encountered each other on Ryloth. With Crosshair explaining that he was motivated by loyalty, but he realized that the Empire had no regard for him and other clones and viewed them as disposable, so they didn't have that loyalty in return. With Hauser saying that, let's see, agreeing, finally seemingly starting to patch things up between them. Let's see. And with the Stormtrooper informing Wolfie that they've been unable to find insurgents in the jungle, orders his troops to, monitor the rogue clones' comms and believes they haven't gone too far. And let's see, Hilo reporting that the operative or assassin has gone rogue. And let's see, Wolfie says, I'll deal with him later, but he just wants to focus on his mission. And they return to the shuttle pretty much to go to try and get up ahead before as the assassin pursues on foot. Eventually, one of the shuttles does eventually catch up with the Bad Batch. And you get a skirmish fight with you're seeing stuns from the stormtroopers, but the Bad Batch are mostly shooting down stormtroopers and stunning or knocking out clone troopers, though granted Crosshair does kill the clone pilot on the shuttle. So that causes an explosion, and then at this point, as they are then trying to get to the extraction site, CX2 shoots Nemec, killing him, and then you have let's see, and with them out of, I think, smoke grenades, which they used against the previous encounter. Let's see, Crosshair volunteers to deal with the assassin, and they fight a bit. Let's see, Crosshair's helmet gets taken off a bit, and the assassin trying to use a knife to stab him, but let's see, it goes from a gunfight to a sniper fight to a quick hand-to-hand combat quite quickly, with CX2 saying that you could have been one of us and that you picked the wrong side and all that. So they end up fighting. Eventually, the Bad Batch start to notice a bit more of the skirmish of where they are currently, and so they follow suit. And after falling down, I think, a few waterfalls. Let's see. Let's see. They get pushed too far. Let's see. Just as looks like Crosshair's about to lose, Hauser comes in and stuns, I think, CX2 as he falls down a waterfall. Let's see, a much more massive one. Sorry, it was just two waterfalls, one small one and one big one. And it looks like CX2 has fallen to his death. And just before Crosshair can fall down, Hauser picks him up, sort of symbolizing that he's come to trust Crosshair now. So we have that. And anyway, the Bad Batch and Rex's squad reach the extraction point, but Echo hasn't arrived yet. However, Wolfie and his troops arrive, and they surround them and all that. And let's see. The Bad Batch tries to prepare for a final stand. Wolfie orders them to drop their weapons. At this point, Rex recognizes Wolfie, says his name, and then Wolfie recognizes Rex, and then says his name, with them wondering, with him being shocked because he thought Rex died due to a report. But Rex reveals that he did survive, but lost a lot of good men like Jesse there, and as well as today, with Wolfie questioning why on earth Rex is fighting against them, but Rex saying that he's fighting against the Empire, not the clones, trying to tell him that Wolfie that their brothers are being held prisoner and being experimented on and being disposed, and some of them even being killed. Wolfie does not believe him, but thinking the Empire wouldn't do that to them. But Omega says that, but it says that Omega has seen it, which she tries to confirm on the Tantus base, but Wolfie does not seem to be 100% convinced, with, even though Rex tries to offer him to join, but he says that he's a soldier from the Empire. He has his orders and demands that Omega be handed over, and the rest of them have a fair trial, but Rex pleads with Wolfie that despite his programming, he knows that hunting a child is wrong, and let's see, with Rex saying that that's not really who he is, and that that he should let them go as it's the right thing to do. At this point, let's see, Echo arrives with Gregor, and he's there to help them get in. Let's see, before the fight happens, Wolfie orders his troops to sort of stand down, and they do, as the Bad Batch and Rex forces leave. With the clone commander, I assume it's probably Hilo saying that this is really going to let them go because they're traitors, but Wolfie says that that might be, but they're also clones, and they do owe him that. So his forces escape leave the shuttle. Arguably, maybe some of them questioning what is going on in the Empire or with their fellow brothers. At the very least, that might be what Wolfie's doing, showing the signs of him starting to doubt the Empire's orders, and decides that best to extract the remaining men at this point. And then we also see that CX2 has climbed out of the waterfall pool and is alive, but is exhausted. And then the episode ends with traveling aboard, Echo's ship, with Hunter apologizing to Rex for the men he's lost. But Rex says that, talking about how he thought after with the Clone Wars ended, he wouldn't lose any more of his brothers. But turns out that he was wrong, and Hunter tries to persuade him he can't win this fight, but Rex insists that he has to keep fighting, particularly to help the other clones, and and even vows to help Hunter protect Omega, with Rex saying that Hunter should get involved himself because as long as the Empire's hunting Omega and he doesn't know why, he's never going to have peace. His squad is never going to have peace. He's never going to have a moment's notice because they'll always be hunted. While Hunter just looks on with Omega and concerned as she sleeps on from the whole deal, knowing that, probably thinking that Rex might be right. Ending the episode. Okay, on a sec. Overall thoughts for this episode. Sorry, I just had to get a quick refill of my water. Okay, well, let's see. Overall thoughts. Okay, I do like how Wolfie do seem. I do like how Wolfie is like trying to. I just kind of like the sort of process Wolfie has had during this entire episode. Shocked that there are like that the insurgents that they're dealing with are rogue clones, thinking that this can't be possible. Why are we targeting their brothers? And questioning like this unknown clone assassin, getting very impatient with him when he doesn't follow orders or identify himself, saying that especially when he like ends up taking risks to like to their targeted prisoner, thinking that at this point, if he's not careful, he's gonna get her killed because the orders are to get her alive. But I do like how the assassin goes like, I prevented them from leaving. I've got them trapped, thinking that despite his extreme methods, they're getting the job done, if you will. But I do like how it just annoys like a Wolfie, and he wants to try and deal with this assassin later when he gets the chance for his insubordination, but never gets to because of like the whole skirmishes that the assassin ends up having. But yeah, I do like the moment with like him and Rex, because it's like oh my goodness, like you're alive. Let's see, and it's like he thought he was dead and all that stuff. Well, he thought he was dead, and that and it's like shocked that Rex is leading a sort of clone rebellion, if you will, thinking that Rex should not be doing this. That he should be on their side, but is skeptical. But of course, gets skeptical of the fact that from Rex's tales that is a bit, but doesn't want to believe that the Empire finds the clones disposable, or they're using them for experiments, prisoners, torture, all that kind of stuff, all those kind of horrible things that they would do, because it's like, well, the clones are supposed to be like good lawmen to the Republic, the predecessor of the Empire, and that they served loyally for years. It's like, surely they wouldn't do that, but not realizing that the Empire is very just how different the Empire is from the Republic. But I do like how with Rex trying to get him to join their side, and Omega trying to say that everything that Rex is saying is true. At the very least, gets Wolfie to, while not yet fully defect from the Empire just yet, at least allow them to go, and at least thinks that he owes them that as being clones, as is like there's been enough killing of the fellow brothers, I guess, for the day. So I do like that. Granted, I'm pretty certain that his actions will get him in trouble, especially if maybe the clone commander. Though I do like how one of those white clone commandos has finally been given a name, a Hilo. I'm not sure, let's see, who is insisting that they're traitors, that you let traitors go, though, let's see, may or may not, let's see, report that Wolfie let them go, which I don't know if that's in the case, though. Granted, Halo might end up being one of the clones that eventually defects from the Empire, or who knows? I mean, at the moment, most of the clone commandos seem to be more loyal to the Empire than, let's see, more loyal to the Empire than, more loyal to the Empire than regular clone troopers. So, so who knows? He might just like maybe report in Wolfie, which might get Wolfie in trouble, but who knows? But at the very least, I think the next time we see Wolfie, he'll start to question the Empire a bit more, and at the very point, we'll probably see the moment where he defects from them, and then starts that life with Rex and Gregor before becoming before becoming part of the Lothal rebellion to free the planet from Thrawn down the line and rebels. So there's that bit. But I do like we've got the building blocks of like showing what he's like with the Empire. Let's see, seemingly think that it's sort of like the Republic still, at least still following orders, taking no nonsense, having trouble with like this assassin the Empire has, and then starting to question with like the stuff with like, let's see, tracking down Omega, and then you see his encounter of Rex. I thought that was all good. Anyway, I do like how the assassin seems to mostly be fighting against Crosshair throughout the episode, where with Crosshair trying to deal with him, and the assassin seems to be more due to Crosshair's damages from like the previous seasons, seems to be like unable to on a second. There we go. Sorry, I'm just there we go. Oh yeah. Let's see. Crosshair is let's see, not up to his prime. Doesn't seem to have the advantages in the sniping, but is able to use all kinds of things to try and play an even field with like the grenades and stuff. But I do like how they seem to be having a bit of a rivalry and all that, and in a sense, it seems like CX2 has taken over his role as being the bad clone that pursues the bad batch and all that, as you get them fighting a bit. And I do like how there's a bit of a knife fight, and I do like how CX2 seems to like, even though he's been programmed and decommissioned, seems to have some personal beef with Crosshair, saying, you could have been one of us. You chose the wrong side. It's like seemed at the very least also seems to personally know Crosshair at the very least as well. So I do like that little skirmish. But I do like how Crosshair at the moment is unable to beat the assassin in direct combat, and has to end up being saved by Hauser, which I'll get to in a bit. Now, the assassin, of course, being ruthless and like shooting down the escape shuttle. I do like how that was shot down. It's like that leads to more of a tense chase, if you will. But I do like how he's just like ruthless and just disagrees with like Wolfie's orders, thinking that he gets the job done, and he seems to completely ignore Wolfie when he wants to try and carry out his own mission. So I do like that. But I do like how, let's see, at the moment, Crosshair just cannot, sorry, I'm repeating myself now, but shown to be quite effective as Crosshair cannot seem to currently beat it. Let's see, Crosshair can currently beat him, so let's see, he needs help at the moment because, well, Crosshair's not at his full force, but it's building up a sort of rivalry between them. And yeah, CX2 seemingly is going to be more of a long-term antagonist for the Bad Batch, as he's now probably going to chase them and arguably probably fight Crosshair more down the lines in the future. Though, granted, I assume as time goes on, Crosshair will get much better with his old skills, or at the very least, manage to adapt to his current condition. Eventually, he will take down the assassin. Granted, I will admit it's a bit of a stretch that he managed to survive a huge waterfall, but yeah. But anyway, I do like how Crosshair's become very protective of Omega, and let's see that little line of like her going like, "You sound like Hunter," but says, "Oh no, I'm worse." But I do like how the mission that let's see that due to the fact that you see Crosshair and Omega bonding, this finally starts to get Hauser to sort of start to trust. Crosshair even asks him about why he left and all that stuff, or why he seems different from Ryloth, about how. And I do like how Crosshair talks about how loyalty is everything to him, just like it is with every clone. But the Empire was not that with him, and so it took him a while to realize this, but he's not. But when he realized that, he left. I do like how Crosshair, despite everything, says that you know what, I can like relate, and seems to finally put aside whatever differences he has, and even ends up rescuing him from the assassin by stunning the assassin and then just preventing him from falling from the waterfall. So I like that. Other than that, I also like the sort of let's see, skirmish that they had with like some of the stormtroopers and clones from before. I do like how they let's see, you can see the clones killing the stormtroopers, but knocking out and stunning the clone troopers as much as possible. Though, granted, pilots always seem to die. But though, granted, they do stun some and knock out and stun some of the stormtroopers. But yeah, we can see that the sort of camaraderie that the clones still have when trying to let's see, if their brothers, let's see, their fellow clones, even if they are on opposing sides. So there's that. But other than that, oh yeah, I do like how you had that standoff with the Bad Batch and like let's see, Wolfies at the end, and look, they had no chance, but Echo and Gregor arrived. Granted, it's a little disappointing that all they got to do is they just pick up the Bad Batch, but I do like the sort of standoff you had, and then of course the talk with Rex. And speaking of Rex, I do like how Rex, let's see, goes to Hunter about how Hunter has been very reluctant to fight the Empire, even thinks Rex doesn't stand a chance. But I do like how Rex says he must insist, and he'll keep fighting as long as his brothers are imprisoned, and even willing to help, let's see, Hunter with Omega, and even tells Hunter that even though Hunter thinks that this is an unwinnable fight and not his, it should be his fight, and it technically is, because as long as the Empire is like hunting Omega, let's see, they'll never be free, and even tries to get Hunter to realize, you know what, yeah, let's see, you gotta find out why, let's see, the Empire's after her. Let's see, they know it's some sort of M count from the last episode, but that's some sort of let's see, experiments with M counts from the last episode, but they don't realize that it might be related to her. But yeah, but it's like you've got, if you want to have Omega safe and secure, you're gonna have to find out why they're hunting her. So it seems like Rex's words actually start to get Hunter to realize, you know what, maybe he has a point. Maybe I do need to get involved. So probably moving forward from this two-parter, you've got Wolfie questioning the Empire, and Hunter probably now more willing to get involved in Rex's insurgency, as well as trying to find out what Hemlock is after Omega. So yeah. So arguably, that's just about everything I can cover from the episode. And overall, I think I'd give it 8 and 9 out of 10. I'd say the first one is perhaps maybe a bit more better in terms of tension and world building, and also a lot more clone casualties. Well, granted, Nemec got shot here, though. Granted, it was just so casual. Let's see, but I suppose it shows CX2's effectiveness. But yeah, you've got like the Wolfie with interacting with the clone assassin, and eventually Rex. Him starting to doubt the Empire, or at least willing to let Rex go because he's like a fellow clone. And probably also history. Crosshair fighting like a CX2, building a sort of their rivalry. The skirmish between Clone Rexes and Bad Batch Squad against the clones, that was fun. And let's see, Rex telling Hunter, able to tell Hunter that it's more of his fight than realized, and that he probably does need to get involved if Omega's being hunted. So yeah, overall, pretty good two-parter. Not bad for the midway of the season. Let's see, so yeah. And hopefully with this, granted, there hasn't really been any filler episodes except maybe the second one, but hopefully this means that more plot-heavy episodes will come forward, though I wouldn't mind at least 1 or 2 fillers, but overall, very good episode, and yeah, let's see, and I look forward to the next one. But for now, I am Blue Star Saber signing off. Thank you for those who end up listening to my review. Sorry if I end up rambling on, maybe repeating myself a few times, but I guess let's see, guess that's what happens when I get this long episodes, and perhaps should have done this earlier. But for now, I am Blue Star Saber signing off. Goodbye, everyone. May the Force be with you.